Hey, what is up, everyone? This is Juicy Hockey with Gordo, and I am your host, Gordo. Today, we're going to be recapping two juicy games between the Boston Bruins and the Florida Panthers and the Vancouver Canucks and the Edmonton Oilers. And we talked about breaking news earlier this morning that Sheldon Keefe has officially been fired by the Toronto Maple Leafs. Utah has announced their 20-name bracket and their temporary name, and previewing tonight's games. All right, first off, let's talk about the first game of the night last night, the Boston Bruins and the Florida Panthers. It was a polar opposite. Game one, Florida got the first goal, and Boston scored 5 straight. And then now it's completely opposite. Boston scores first, Florida Panthers 6 straight, and 147 to 150 minutes of penalties and 146 hits. I mean, these two teams hate each other. This is like a new rivalry since, like the Red Wing Avalanche rivalry. Yeah, there's no original 6 rivalry, but boy, the fans got rowdy and very innovative last night in the stands. F you, Boston. F you, Boston. F you, Boston. And Matthew Tkachuk beating the living piss out of David Pastrnak. I mean, God, I love playoff hockey. Two great players fighting for the ultimate prize. It's like watching Vincent Lecavalier fighting Jerome McGinley all over again. That is classic, pure playoff hockey. And Sasha Barkov played spectacularly well. 4 points. Goose with the buzzer beater. And Bobrovsky played spectacular. Swayman gets switched for Olmark. And this is going to get even juicier as the series goes. We have a playoff series right now. This is an official playoff series. And I'll tell you what a fun game to watch last night. What a fun game, and everything, And Paul Maurice said, you might have spent a lot of money, but it was worth it. The price admission, it was worth it. And I'll say that was a fun game to be there and watch it. And I'll say this series is going to get even uglier. It's going to get really, really ugly. And I'll say, Montour 3 points. He played spectacular. And, Boston's got to step up, but something tells me, they look gassed. They looked gassed and tired, exhausted. I don't know if it's the, day after day, or is it, it's catching up to them. I believe it is. And game 3 will be rowdy at TD Garden tomorrow night. I wouldn't be surprised. This will be a bloodbath again. I wouldn't be surprised if this eclipses to 200 minutes and penalty minutes. I wouldn't be surprised in 180 hits. It's going to get very physical. I wouldn't be surprised this will be, somewhat a close game. And I got to tell you, wow, just a wow, juicy game. That was a fun game to watch. I love using that word fun a lot. That was fun. All right, now let's get to the other game from last night. The Edmonton Oilers and the Vancouver Canucks. What a comeback game for the Vancouver Canucks. They were down 4-1, scored 3 straight in the third period, and winning it 5-4. And, the Oilers, I know they were favorites, but they struggled on the road during the regular season. And, Edmonton swept the Canucks in the regular season, but Vancouver, they got their number. And the Canucks were just unbelievable, with the goalie change. Casey DeSmith coming in there, closing it out. Solvars, he played well, but, getting, an experienced goaltender in DeSmith really did the trick. And, I got to say, the Oilers, they were interesting to watch. Zach Hyman, a.k.a. Shaq Hyman, he got, just signed an autographed jersey to Shaquille O'Neal on TNT. That was a very fun game for him. He had 2 goals. Leon Draisaitl, 2 assists, but he looked banged up and hurt. He came back in the lineup, but he looked like he's injured. McDavid, got his assist. Nuge and Derek Ryan, Nuge got 2. Ryan got 1. Cody Cece and Matthias Ekblom, they both got goals. And I'll say this, I'm looking at their numbers, the plus minus is not pretty on the back end, especially with Darnell Nurse and Cody Cece. They better get it together and figure it out. And the save percentage for Stuart Skinner, I mean, this is going to be Edmonton's biggest issue. They do not have a goaltender. They need to get a goalie in the offseason. The only way the Edmonton Oilers are going to have a deep playoff run is to have consistent defense who can shut them down and a goaltender who can consistently win. I know nobody wants to go up there in the middle of nowhere, blah, 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 but the Edmonton Oilers need to get a goaltender right about now. In the offseason, that's your number one priority. I know you just lost game 1, but every game counts right now. The Oilers need to get a goaltender right now, and I believe the Oilers need to upgrade their defense. It's above average. It's above average defense, and the goaltender is like basically average but below average in that somewhat statistical category area. But anywho, the Canucks, I'll tell you, Dakota Joshua, underrated player, underrated. 3 points. He is an ultimate grinder out there. And Elias Lindholm played well. Goal and assist. JT Miller, the fans love him. With that goal he scored, with that quick deflection. And Connor Garland as well. He got that game-winning goal. He played spectacular. He's an underrated player. He's underappreciated. Cutter Susi, 2 assists. Nikita Zadorov, fucking unreal. Goal and assist. What a blast. What a shot from the point. I'll tell you, it's going to be a struggle with goaltending with this one. But overall, I got to say that this series is going to be back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, like Pong. Boom, 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 pinball. Yeah, I'm going to say that. That game was juicy last night. I just love the comebacks. And, I fucking love playoff hockey. You got to love it. I love it. Suspenseful stories every night. Some excitement and thrills. I got to tell you, that was fun hockey to watch last night. And, it keeps getting better and better. Once it comes down to the 2, oh, yeah, we love playoff hockey at its finest. It is a classic, guys. I'm telling you, playoff hockey, it always wins. Super Bowl, NBA playoffs used to be great. Then it became very predictable, like propaganda and whatever you watch on TV. In World Series, I don't even know who won the World Series in the last 4 or 5 years, The World Series is history. The NBA's bland and vanilla. And you've got basically the Super Bowl going like, oh, yeah, they scripted everything in a TV studio, and there's all conspiracies about it. The Stanley Cup shows you real life experience in everything else. Stanley Cup playoffs, it's where it's at. We'll be right back after these messages. Coming up, we'll be talking about the firing of Sheldon Keefe after these messages. We are back. Okay. No surprise here. No surprise. Sheldon Keefe officially been let go by the Toronto Maple Leafs. And it's no kept secret. Toronto, he had the worst, second worst, series clinchers or whatever of all time. And, I still think Sheldon Keefe is a damn good coach still. He's still a damn good coach. He won in the OHL. He won the American League. He won in the Canadian Junior Hockey League. This guy deserves another chance. Toronto, it's a tough, it's one of the toughest coaching jobs and toughest places to work in professional sports. If you're in hockey, that is a tough place to work. They haven't won a Stanley Cup since 1967, haven't won a playoff series since last year, but haven't made it to the conference finals since 2002. And the Maple Leafs is very difficult to work in, and it's a hockey batshit crazy, Lenny town. And anything is possible. Let's just say this. The Raptors won an NBA championship with Kawhi Leonard 5 years ago. Anything is possible, but the problem is in Toronto, they do not want to play with the pressure, the anxiety, the taxes, the media scrutiny on a daily basis because they got nothing better to do up there because it just snows up there and it's like a tuck up there. Oh, there's a reason why they're going to no income tax states if you're a UFA. And it's good. And I'll tell you, Sheldon Keefe, I wouldn't be surprised that if he lands in Pittsburgh, New Jersey, or LA, those are the three teams I can think of right now who can need a coach who can change the vibe in the locker room and a culture shock and results. That's where I think Sheldon Keefe belongs. I believe he belongs in the NHL as a coach. He's a damn good coach. It just sucks that he had to go to Toronto first. If he would have gone to, a different market and then Toronto hired him, different story. But I don't know how long the results and all that. And he's in his contract extension hasn't even started yet. I don't know how that's going to be out with the buyout, but I got to say, this is going to be an interesting scenario. And maybe Seattle, Carolina can get him. If Rod Brind'Amour doesn't come back to Carolina, Sheldon Keefe is on the list. So is Craig Berube. But Sheldon Keefe, I still think he is going to be coaching somewhere in the Eastern Conference. Hell, if he goes to LA, I know. We all know. I believe that, Sheldon's got some good, he's got a great resume. He's got a great track record, but he needs to go to a team that's ready to win a Stanley Cup. The best one I can tell you is New Jersey. New Jersey, they were banged up. They were injured. There was a lot of excuses here and there, but New Jersey needs a coach who can lead by example. He's already coached the four core superstars. And I believe he can definitely help out the Hughes brothers, Dougie Hamilton, Nico Hischier, and whoever in the New Jersey Devils organization. And I'll tell you, New Jersey, they can slide up. They can slide up on the odds maker that they can be the favorites to land Sheldon Keefe as their next head coach. I'm not going to be lying on this one, but Sheldon Keefe, his odds of coaching in the NHL will be going a little higher to New Jersey, then Pittsburgh and LA and Seattle and Carolina. We all know what's going to happen. And we'll be back after these messages coming up. We have a 20-name bracket for the Utah NHL team. And what are they going to be called temporarily? We'll be right back after these messages. We are back. So we've heard last night that Utah is going to go without a name for the entire season. But we know that there's some hints of team colors. I'm speculating something, Utah Jazz, mid-90s till 2005, that color scheme, That's the color scheme that I believe that they're going to be using. And I hope to God that Ryan Smith and his ownership group doesn't debacle like how they did with the Jazz colors with this. Highlight yellow and black. No inspiration, no soul to it. Make it colorful, make it fun, make it something that all the fans can engage on, It's basically, something better, Let's see here. So they're going to go without a name temporarily, but I can guess the colors. Like I said, they're going to be like something like Utah Jazz in the mid-90s, not the Mardi Gras New Orleans colors. We're going to talk about the colors they had with the bronze and the blue and the mountains and all that stuff. But okay, so they're going to go without a name for the season, and there is a 20-team poll. We're doing like a March Madness bracket type of thing. So we're naming, here are the 20 names we've been hearing that are the options and the candidates. And make sure, you get the team name. Go on the Utah Jazz Arena, Delta Centers link on Instagram and social media and on X to figure out which team name you want. You can pick 4 team names just for, how the bracket's going to work. So with our first name option, the Utah Venom. The second, Utah Ice. Third, Utah Freeze, Utah Fury, Utah Blizzard, Utah Blast, Utah Mountaineers, Utah Caribou, Utah Forest, Utah Outlaws, Utah Canyons, Utah Mammoth, Utah Hockey Club, Utah Glaciers, Utah Squaw, Utah Powder, Utah Hive, Utah Yeti, Utah Swarm, and Utah Black Diamonds. Let's see here. I could say 1/5 of those names is awesome. Everything else, it's just like roller hockey, recreational names and travel hockey names for nonprofit organization. I mean, give me a freaking break. I can give you my 4 names, 4 or 5. All right. Here's my 5 I would pick. I would pick Venom. I would pick Blast. I'll pick Outlaws. I pick Yeti, and I pick Hockey Club. Those are the 5 names I'm going to go. We're going to go Yeti, Hockey Club, Outlaws, Blast, and Venom. Those are the 5 names I can work with. I'm working with those 5. But the best one is Yeti. It rolls off the tongue. Utah Yeti. There's 4 letters in the state of Utah. 4 letters of the name Yeti. It works. Utah Yeti. Where are we going to get a logo? Simple. You're going to use that logo that the Kootenai Ice used to use. That's the logo you would definitely use. And I don't mind Venom. They could have used Vipers if I wouldn't mind. Vipers, simple. Just go copy off the Detroit Vipers colors because there's a connection with the Salt Lake Eagles from back in the day. It's easy as 1, 2, 3, people. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're going to go with those. But like I said, Venom is second place. Yeti wins. But the other names, I mean, it's like naming the Oklahoma NBA team the Thunder. What the hell is that? Oh, it's a shield with a bat with 1/4 or 1 whatever of a basketball. Come on. Have some soul and inspiration. Have some soul to it. But I'm going to go with that. I am definitely going to go with the Yeti. It makes sense. It's perfect. It rolls off the tongue like ruffles and ridges, like Utah with Yeti. It makes sense, people. It makes so much sense. The name rolls off the tongue. It's perfect. It's Utah. And I wouldn't be surprised if they put that old Bigfoot logo patch on the shoulder like the Colorado Avalanche. And the Avalanche, I don't know if they got right. I don't know if they still had the rights to it and all, blah, blah, blah. But yeah. I can tell you, fun logo and name ideas. And like I said, my top 5, I'm going to go Blast at 5, Hockey Club at, no, I'm going to go Hockey Club 5, Outlaws 4, no, Blast 4, Outlaws 3, Venom 2, Yeti 1. Those are my names. That's my top 5. If you thought I messed up, I'm going to HC 5, Blast at 4, Outlaws at 3, Venom 2, Yeti 1. And we'll be right back after these messages. We'll be talking about tonight's games on the dock. We'll be right back. We are back. Okay, we are previewing tonight's games between the Carolina Hurricanes and the New York Rangers and the Avalanche and the Stars. And this is do or die for the Carolina Hurricanes, guys. This is do or die. And according to the calculations, that the Carolina Hurricanes are at a minus 166 and the Rangers at a plus 140. Yeah, double overtime in game 2. It was close, 1-goal game. Expect the expected or unexpected. I'm going to go, this will be Carolina is redeemed. Carolina has got a loud fan base. They got a loud crowd and PNC. I'm going to tell you, The campus will be rocking at NC State. The Carolina Hurricanes, they're my favorites. I'm going to pick them. They will win in a very, very close game and a 2-goal game, 1 or 2 goal game at the most. I'm telling you, that's what I'm predicting. Carolina is the favorite. I'm going with them. And, it's all about performance here, people. It's all about the then and now. We all know that it's going to be a battle, and it's a strong divisional rival. And I'm telling you, we're expecting 5.5 under or over for goals. I'm going to go on the over. It's going to go over again, and I believe this will be somewhat, I'm going to go with my final score prediction. I'm going to, since the goaltending is going to be, with their save percentage, like depressing, I'm going to go a high scoring game again. I'm going to go probably 6, maybe 7 goals. And I'm going to go with my score tonight, 4-2 Carolina Hurricanes. That's my prediction tonight for the Carolina Hurricanes. And I'll tell you, last game was fun to watch. It was a lot of fun. I loved it. Double overtime. But Carolina deserved to win that game. The Hurricanes deserved to win that game. They got to protect the lead. They got to protect the house. You got to make sure that this storm doesn't become a tropical warning, not like a hurricane warning. And I know the Rangers, they're 6-0. This is the first time a team that's gone 6-0 in the playoffs in a long time. And, I remember when the Ducks in 2003, they went 6-0, but then they lost in game 3. But the Rangers, they got the best record in the NHL. And it's no coincidence. It's so crazy. 30 years ago, the Rangers had the best record in the NHL and won the Stanley Cup after a 54-year hiatus of a curse. The Knicks, they went to the NBA Finals, and then OJ killed a waiter and his ex-wife, whatever. But 30 years later, OJ, they found the murderer. He dead. Then you've got the Knicks and Pacers are playing against each other, and the Knicks could be on a possible deep playoff run. And the Rangers, they could be going to the Stanley Cup Finals and winning it. It's no surprise. It's a freaking lunar eclipse. It's going to eclipse everything. It's no surprise. We're seeing a total 30-year matchup, reunion. It's like, wow, what a daring, bold assumption and prediction. They're all saying, yeah, minus 166, minus 165. Yeah. So I'm going 4-2 Carolina Hurricanes over the New York Rangers. I want the series to be fun and juicy, like the 2 games we've seen so far. I want the series close, not the game itself. I would love to see Carolina get something done at home tonight. All right, now we talk about our next matchup. Central Division rivals, the Colorado Avalanche and the Dallas Stars. Let's see here. So, according to odds makers, the Dallas Stars at a minus 125 and a minus 122. Meanwhile, the Avalanche at a plus 105 and a plus 102. Okay. This matchup was a, let's see, tortoise and the hare reference of Dallas gets 3 quick goals in the first period, and then they left the foot off the gas pedal, and they just stalled and chilled, and then Colorado came back with 4 straight, and Colorado wins in overtime. And Dallas has got to counter back. Dallas Stars have definitely had to have a comeback game, and they can't afford to be down 0-2 in the series. And Dallas is one of the best teams in the Western Conference. And, Ottinger's got to step up his game. We all want to see that. And, Dallas is missing some players, but hopefully tonight, the Mason Marchman and Yanni Hakaba, we all know Fasca was a main player in the Game 7 against Vegas Golden Knights. Dadonov, hopefully he gets back in the lineup sometime. And then Sagan, Sagan's been somewhat of a tricky player in this scenario. Jonathan Drouin expected to be back tonight in the lineup. Samuel Girard, and I gotta say, it's goals per game is almost a draw. Goals against, Dallas has got somewhat better numbers, and the shots on goal, shots against, it's almost even. Penalty minutes, Colorado's got more guys in the box, and power play goals off by 10. But we're talking numbers here, people. We're talking numbers here. And Dallas has got to get it right. They're at home. Use that home ice advantage to take advantage of the situation. And the over and under tonight, it's at 6.5. I'm going to go over again. I'm going to go 7 goals. This one is going to go somewhat 1-goal game. I believe maybe overtime or regulation. Dallas gets this one. They will go 4-3 regulation win. I'm telling you, that's what I'm seeing. The Dallas Stars, they gotta find a way to win at home. It's their home ice. They're one of the best teams in the Western Conference. They've got to take advantage of home ice. And, the young guns got to step up their game. Dallas has got to win this one. I got them winning 4-3 in regulation tonight. And we'll have an even series. And both of these games, by the way, they are both on TNT. And also tomorrow night's games are going to be on TNT as well. Just want to make sure you guys are on the alert that where to watch these games, and don't forget to listen on the radio. If you don't like, the national broadcast, you can always mute it and listen to your radio guys. It's always fun that way, because I used to do that back in the day. And one more thing I like to talk about at the end of the day. Let's just hope that these 2 games are juicy with flavor. Just like last night's games. You got to love playoff hockey. You got to appreciate playoff hockey. This is why the Stanley Cup is one of the most exciting playoffs ever in sports. And it's a journey. It's an adventure. It's going to be better than that 4th Lord of the Rings movie. They should have left it at 3. Leave it alone. Stop turning yourself into Star Wars. And come on. Stanley Cup, Infinity, #1, Stanley Cup playoffs. The NBA playoffs, World Series. Who the hell watches the World Series anymore? I don't even know who won it last year. I don't even know who won in the last few years. In the Super Bowl, it's like, okay, who leaked out the script? Who's the guy who leaked out the script here? Hello? Stanley Cup playoffs? Oh, it's real. It's motherfucking real. And that's juicy for you, baby. That's juicy hockey. All right. I like to thank my audience. I like to thank my sponsors. I like the people I'm associated with. I like to thank God. I miss my little brother every day. Happy birthday, Mead. I love you. Miss you. I pray for you every day. I hope you and Dad are having fun up in the stars above. I love you. We'll be back tomorrow to recap last night's games and our juiciest rumors. Have a great day, everybody, and God bless the United States of America.